Hello everyone, I'm Aaron and this is the Printasaurus. Today we are working with the SV08 again, and in the last 2 weeks of testing this, I found it to be the most significant upgrade that I've done to the SV08. What is it? Well, it has to do with a total bed replacement on the SV08. I have here the standard bed, and this bed, it works, sure, but as we've upgraded, we've found some tremendous inaccuracies. When it heats up, it is wavy, it tacos. There are a number of things out there on the internet, printables, you name it. There's people that have print templates where we can actually remove the standard bed, put shims under it, all that good stuff to try and combat some of the inaccuracies. And it works to a certain degree, but what if you want to fix it forever and never have to think about it again? Well, that's what today's video is about. So let's get into it. Mandala Rose Works really offers a total package. It is a drop-in replacement for the Sovol SV08. It comes pre-assembled. It uses the Voron 350 bed plate that they offer and adapts it chematically to an adapter plate. And the chematic mounting points is significant. It means that things are going to stay nice and flat. The chematic setup overall is a significant improvement over your fixed mounting points. Why? Well, metal likes to move when it heats up, and when you have fixed mounting points, it pushes and pulls on those mounting points, and that causes things to go out of true. It means you're going to have that wave effect and that taco effect that I talked about. With a chematic setup, it means that things are going to float because there's no restrictive points. So that means things are going to stay nice and flat. So let's move on to pricing. You've got a couple of options if you jump on Mandala Rose's website. KB3D also sells these, so you can go on their website. They only sell the ultra flat, but we'll cover all that. So they have a couple of options. You have the standard ultra flat, and then they have a mag bed, a magnetic bed. So the standard is $255. That's what I have here. They have one that is a little bit flatter. It is very, very precise. That's the ultra flat. That one is $298. And then they have the mag setup, which is $345. So let's move on to the actual installation now. I'm gonna walk you through everything you need to do to rip out that standard bed and get this new one installed. So we've got things flipped over. Take your 2mm Allen key. You've got 6 mounting points. Go ahead and remove those. You're going to remove this shroud here. So next thing we need to do, we need to remove the cover here that covers the SSR and the power supply. It has a high voltage warning on it, so please make sure things are powered off. Please make sure you allowed some time for everything to just kind of sit and discharge before we start working on that. So go ahead and remove that. So starting with your SSR, you're going to remove, they're all numbered. You're going to open that panel. You're going to remove 1, 2, and 4. And then you also have a ground wire that you're going to remove that is also attached to the chassis. So you'll remove it from the SSR and then unscrew that from the chassis, and that will free up your 3 power wires for your standard bed. The only other thing we have to remove is you need to trace out the wire that runs to the main board and unplug that thermistor wire there. And then once that is removed, we can flip the printer back over and we can remove the actual printer bed. So you're going to remove your PEI build plate, and that's going to expose 6 Allen screws. You're going to take your 3mm wrench and unscrew those 6 bolts. Once you have your stock bed out, flip it over, and we're going to unscrew your ground line, and we're going to reuse that ground line on our new setup. So unscrew that and set that green ground wire, green and yellow one aside, and we're going to reuse it. I got it. Just go ahead. Go ahead. Well, that's weird. It's fine. Hey guys, so I'm Aaron. And, and that over there was Aaron. And I'm going to talk to you today about mensleaguesweaters.com. So jump online. You can do anything you want in terms of customization, upload a logo, you name it. You can design your jersey, your pants, socks. Customer service is fantastic. As you can see here, the jersey looks pretty good. Shipping is fantastic. Communication was easy. Simply fill out the number of jerseys you need, names, numbers, all that good information, and this is what you end up with. mensleaguesweaters.com. Check them out. To prep this surface, IPA works really well. There were 2 stickers on the build plate, so anytime I have stickers or something on a metal surface, I like to use Goo Gone. Works really well to remove the adhesive that's left over when you pull those stickers up. So I use that in those 2 spots. It removed the adhesive, and then I moved on to my IPA. IPA I use is 90% or stronger. Clean towel, just saturate your towel, and then what I do is I will wipe my surface in all directions. So I'll go up, across, and then diagonal. Really trying to get all of the grease or machine oils that may be left, or fingerprints or anything. Try and get everything off. And you can see here, so I've done this 2 or 3 times already, and you can see this was white. So quite a bit comes off when you're doing this, and the idea is to get it as clean as possible. So when I'm preparing to install magnetic plate or a heater or anything else that may need to stick to something, I like to do a dry fit first. So take this, make sure everything lines up nicely, and once you have that figured out, we've already cleaned our surface, so we're ready to actually do the installation here. What I'll do is peel a corner, and you're going to kind of prep your plate. So turn your plate over. We'll peel up a corner here. This stuff is very, very sticky. So you'll peel up a corner about 3 inches or so, and then I will crease it. So the reason why I do that is when you flip this over, we're going to align that corner perfect, and then we can slowly pull back on that tab we created to kind of line everything else up, and then slowly work out from the inside out to make sure it's nice and flat. So you can see here, I've got that corner peeled, and then what you can do is come down here, and you just start with the very, very, very tip of that corner and kind of gently lay it down, and then work your fingers out to make sure we're staying nice and straight, which we look like we are. So we will lay this down, and then now we can check. Make sure everything lines up all the way around, and it does. Okay, so we have this corner here secured, so what I will do is take my finger and then right up the middle. And we're just kind of working this in, and then I will work out on one side like that. And this is kind of our anchor point. It will make the rest of this go down really, really easy. Okay, so we have this whole corner now completely worked into place. So now what we can do is we'll lift up, find that tab. Try not to touch the build plate when you do this. And then now we can pull back a little bit further. And what you want to do is kind of walk your finger up just gently to make sure you're still aligned. Work through the middle, and I work my way out. So you kind of fan out from the middle, and this will keep this nice and flat. Okay, so now we are ready to go further. So we will pull this more. I pull it about halfway at this point, and you can kind of tell when you set this down. See, it kind of covers half. And what I'm looking to do is kind of get working from the middle out as you're kind of setting up to make sure you can get to this outer corner here with no air bubbles or anything. So kind of fan out on both sides, nice and easy. Take your time. None of this is a race, so go as slow as you have to make sure you can get things perfect. All right, and then we will continue on here. And at this point, I will go ahead and start pulling the remaining. I know sometimes you're tempted to press down on the outside. Trust me, work from the middle. It will make this all easier. And you're just working out any issues or any air bubbles you may feel. So that's nice and flat. And then now we'll pull a little more. Continuing to work from the middle. I learned this from doing vinyl on dirt bikes. It is very, very hard to get your vinyl to line up perfectly on your radiator shrouds and your number plates and all that stuff. It took quite a bit of trial and error to get that kind of figured out. No air bubbles, no nothing. The secret's taking your time, do a little bit at a time. Make sure that first section is lined up really good. The triangle method in the corner works really well for me. And then make sure when you're doing this, work from the inside out. So always push to the outside because that's how you're gonna push all the air out. You want it to go and work its way to the outside edges. So we've got everything cleaned off here. Our bed plate is nice and clean. We have our two posts here, which is the front of the bed plate. We want to make sure our wires are pointing to the front. And now we can go ahead and start the installation of our heater. So I'm going to start in the right corner up here. And the reason why is because I want to make sure that these posts here in the front are aligned in these cutouts perfectly. So I'm going to peel back this one corner, just as I did with the magnetic plate, and give myself just enough to work with. Everything's centered, everything's installed well. Okay, so the next part of this process, we have our heater installed. We are reusing the ground wire off of our SV08 bed. You always want to ground your bed. And then we added this guy right here. And what that is it's a thermal fuse. So as a good fail-safe, you always want to have a thermal fuse because if your SSR gets stuck open, if something malfunctions and the bed heater gets out of control, it could start a fire, it could get too hot. This is designed to blow at a certain temperature. 125 Celsius is what I have for mine. So anything over that, the fuse would blow, would kill the circuit, and it would no longer heat the bed. So very, very important to add this. Install your thermal fuse. You're going to need a soldering iron, some heat shrink to make sure you can cover that connection. And all you need to do is mount to the front of the bed one of the M5 screw holes. You'll mount your thermal fuse. You'll cut one of the lines to your heater so that you can solder it to the thermal fuse, and then take that end that you cut off and extend off of the other side of that fuse, and that completes that leg of the setup. So you'll have one line that is continuous, and then the other line of your heater will have that fuse in between, and both of those lines hook to your SSR, and that's how you set up that connection. A very important step. It is relatively simple and something that should be on all printers. A thermal fuse is a very, very good fail-safe. Once you have that fuse installed, really the only other thing to do with the actual bed is to attach that ground wire that I mentioned that we took off of our standard build plate. So take that, you'll use an M5 screw, and you can attach that ground to the front of the bed opposite of the thermal fuse, and that concludes everything you need to do to set up the bed portion of this install. Next, we're going to focus on the adapter plate, and to install the adapter plate, simply set it in place. You'll be able to match the hole in the front, or the slot for the wires that run through. It's machined and everything sits in place perfectly, and then you'll take those 6 Allen screws that you have left over from your bed removal, and you'll use that 3mm Allen key to get those installed. I don't over tighten anything, so start with whatever screw hole you want to, and just give yourself a little bit of room to kind of float the adapter around to get everything in place. Once you've got all the screws threaded, then you can start tightening things down. So after that, all that's left to do is take your bed, run your wires down below to the bottom, and then set your bed in place. Now, an important step there is there are two fixed mounting points on this bed. There's one on the back right corner, one in the upper left-hand corner. You'll need to open those holes up. And the reason why I say that is you want to be able to secure your bed for when you turn it on its side and things like that. So please be mindful of that so that you can get that set up appropriately. You can see here, I have them currently installed, so if I set my printer on its side, the bed's not going to fall off to the wayside. To install the heater to the SSR, we're going to use port 1 and 4 on the SSR. So grab one side of the heater, plug it into 1, take the other end, plug it into 4, and then we need to connect our ground, which will go into the ground section of the SSR. And don't forget that that ground cable also connects to your chassis. You can see all that here. We want to make sure that everything is firmly secured and in place. We don't want anything shorted out. And then the last step, we need to terminate our thermistor wire to connect to the main board. Once we've done that, you can go ahead and button up the bottom, do everything in reverse from what we did initially. So put your cover on the high voltage area, then put your metal cover on, and then now you can turn the printer right side up and we can start getting this thing dialed in. Once you got your printer turned back over, everything is in place. You can go ahead and remove those screws that I talked about if you want to. If you don't want to, you can just leave them somewhat loose, but don't let them interfere with the actual bed, your PEI build plate or whatever type of plate you have. So to test things, we'll turn our printer on and really at this point, everything should pick up and start working. You can turn the bed on and heat it up to 30-40 degrees Celsius and see if you get any heat on the bed. What I ultimately did was a PID tune. It dials in everything. It makes sure everything's accurate. I'll leave the command to run for that down in the description so you have that. But otherwise, everything's set up. It takes a little bit longer to heat up. Eventually, I'm going to move over to a better power supply and a better SSR. But for the time being, with the money spent and everything, this has worked out pretty well. So we did our PID tune. Everything's set up. Everything's working the way it should. So now the fun part starts. And what I recommend starting there is to just go ahead and recalibrate your probe, make sure your Z offset and everything's good. I'm using an Eddy, so I'm going to go through and do the heat compensation again as well. Now that the bed's nice and flat, make sure all those numbers align correctly. And then we are ready to print. And hey, this is where things really get fun because this bed is fantastic. You're really going to like it. So closing remarks on this thing, this bed, I can't say it enough. I said it early on in the video. This is a significant upgrade. It costs quite a bit of money, but it's worth it. It really is, especially if you want to continue on with the SV08 and you're really looking to get the absolute best out of it. This plate is far and beyond what the standard setup is. And at this point, my first layers are awesome. Print layers are fantastic. Quality has improved. I have that micro Swiss nozzle on here now. This thing is really a very, very well-rounded setup now. No more bed issues. I've printed at high temperature, low temperature. I haven't had the inaccuracies, the warpage and things like that with the bed. When I do my meshes at different temperatures, everything's staying nice and flat. The Kinetic setup is really, really nice. It's a nice addition. Mandala Rose, thank you so much. KB3D, thank you guys as well. If you need a heater, please pick one up from KB3D. They have it set up perfectly for this printer. $106 gets you the heater, $8 for a mag plate. So you will have to source those as well if you go with this bed. All right, guys. So thank you so much. I hope you guys liked the video. Please like, subscribe, comment, and I will see you very, very soon in the next video.